scare the living shit out of the Indiana Fever. So Indiana Fever, and it's been my belief that they will freaking fire everyone. And I do believe this. So if you're a Fever fan and you're hoping they'll keep Caitlin Clark, it's my belief that when push comes to shove, there's no way they can let her get away. They will fire everybody and start over. That's my belief. I cannot imagine the level of fumbling the bag that would have to be done.
What happens when Gatorade tries to ride the Caitlin Clark hype train, but forgets who's actually driving? You get a PR inferno with electrolytes. The WNBA thought they had a slam dunk. Instead, more like an air ball straight into a dumpster fire. And wait until you hear what fans really think. Fever management might want to sit down before seeing this poll. Oh, and Clark just pulled in $660,000, like it's pocket change. Grab your snacks. This is about to get spicy.
What has Caitlin Clark meant to the WNBA?
Everything. She's changed the dynamic and history forever for women.
I see a lot of young girls here today, and I see how inspired they are, and she's even gotten me back into basketball.
I think she has brought attention. She did it for us. We had never watched, and we have become big fans.
I don't think her contributions have been extreme as what people think they are. I think the league in itself has been getting better, and that's really what we should be focusing on.
I think she's brought a lot of attention to the WNBA, and it's needed.
I think it's great. I actually grew up watching the WNBA, so it's really exciting to see a resurgence.
She meant everything. I never watched it before.
If she leaves the Fever, I'm gone too. That's not a rumor anymore. It's a full-on rallying cry. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing in the WNBA. For a whole new generation of fans, she is the WNBA. 6 months ago, half of them couldn't tell you what Fever meant besides thermometer reading. If things keep trending this way, Indiana might need a custody lawyer, because Clark could walk away with half their fan base.
An example, and there's enough votes here. This is a good test to see how bad this would be. Swag put this out, and it's starting to make the rounds. I voted. Okay, Fever fans, answer this. If Caitlin leaves Fever, would you still support the Fever? We got 1,145 votes here. Nope, my bags are packed is far and away leading.
These aren't casuals. These are diehards, converted, baptized, and fully committed members of the Church of Caitlin. They don't care about zip codes or jersey colors. She's the logo. Her jersey isn't just a uniform. It's a GPS wherever she plays, they'll follow. Their loyalty isn't to the franchise, it's to her.
All for letting her cook. Me dinner.
I'm buying Powerade stock.
Is it a play on, like, women shouldn't? No, they didn't do it on purpose. There's no way. How you came up with this and not in the back of your minds, like, oh, they're just going to be like, oh, it's women. She just needs to cook. Didn't think about that in the PR room. Look, I'm a big advocate of
So when it comes down to choosing between a struggling team and the phenom who made them care in the first place, it's no contest, double C or bust. And right now, it's looking like bust. Not because Clark isn't delivering. She's doing exactly what she was drafted to do. Sell tickets, draw ratings, pack arenas, and make the Fever look like a real basketball team again. The only person who seems unaware, her coach.
Oh boy. Listen, NBA players make 50% of revenues. WNBA players make 9%. And now the merch sales are up 500% and attendance is up, 40%. So they're going to get a raise. There's no question. And I don't really care that the previous 25 years, they didn't make a lot of money or lost money. I don't care. They're in the middle of a negotiation and they're on a heater. So it doesn't really matter. I've said this before. I made an investment for 5 years and it lost money. And I got about 6 months left in the investment. And in the last 6 months, they started making cash. I'm not bailing on the investment. I want to finally get my money back. So they're going to get a raise. They're finally turning a corner. But and negotiating in any business is all about current momentum. It's not about 12 years ago. It's about current momentum.
Somehow, the game plan sounds less like empower your superstar and more like, maybe next quarter. And here's the kicker. They're not winning. They're losing. Ugly. Yet after games, the same bizarre pattern plays out. A veteran shoots 2 for 14. Keep shooting, honey. Clark takes 1 contested 3 in crunch time. Immediate lecture. Fans notice. And they're not about to sit through a slow-motion sabotage of the only reason they bought tickets. The message is crystal clear. If Caitlin leaves, so do they.
Caitlin Clark is a media driver. She is a ratings driver. I think about the NBA post Magic and Larry, the NBA post Michael Jordan, tennis post Serena Williams, golf post Tiger Woods, right? There are certain athletes that drive the sport more than others. And that's not to take away from anyone else drafted tonight. That's not to take away from the other incredible superstars in the WNBA right now.
This isn't just fandom. It's migration. And Clark is the monarch butterfly. These people travel. They're not stockpiling fever gear. They're stockpiling allegiance. She could land in New York, Vegas, or even Bermuda Triangle. They'll still follow. She's not just a player. She's a reason half these fans gave the WNBA a shot in the first place. Benching that is like paving over a gold mine to build a strip mall.
So the T-shirts don't bother me. But why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlighter. Now you're flying private. Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself.
The worst part? It's starting to feel intentional. As if the plan is, keep the rookie humble, feed the vets, no matter how many bricks they lay. Every time she heats up, someone yanks the pan off the burner. Combine that with tense pressers, bad late-game calls, and awkward on-court vibes. And you got a fan base that's not just loyal, they're angry. You can't plaster her face on every product from Gatorade to garden hoses, then turn her into a decoy once the game starts. That's not strategy. It's slow burn sabotage.
Age 23. I'm going to pass on that question, actually. WNBA star Caitlin Clark is transforming women's sports. She fills arenas night after night, and her games have smashed TV viewership records. And if you watch Clark play, well, it's not hard to figure out why. She makes deep three-pointers look easy. And like all stars, wants the ball when the game is on the line.
And don't think they're bluffing. Fans are already scouting new cities. Group chats, spreadsheets, Zillow tabs open in Phoenix, zip code searches for Vegas, watch parties in states she doesn't even play in just in case. They're not tied to Indiana. They're tied to her. Take her out of Indiana, and you've got an empty arena. Put her anywhere else, and that city instantly becomes the WNBA's capital.
And I think it's like something where if you are a star in the WNBA, like Caitlin Clark, she's probably one of the few people that anybody you can mention to somebody that knows sports will know Caitlin Clark. Yeah. She's getting a ton of deals. Coke, Gatorade, you name Nike deals. Now, I know a lot of the other players, like if you're the 12th person on the team, you're probably not making that much money. But I just feel like coming out like this, what are they going to bargain with? What is their like thing they're coming with that's going to change their salary? And that's what I was trying to figure out. I couldn't understand because they're already rev sharing. The NBA already gives them money, compensates for the loss they make every year because they lose 50.
This isn't emotional. It's practical. The Fever never earned these fans. Clark did. And if she walks, so do they. That's not a trade. It's an extinction level event. Stephanie White's coaching feels less like developing a superstar and more like micromanaging her into irrelevance. From the start, it's looked like an attempt to mold her into a quiet, deferential role player, the kind the old guard finds comfortable.
Female bird She had Van Slugenhagen on her. She was like, I'm offended that y'all have white defensive players guarding me, and she put her in the torture chamber. You should have known from her little face that she didn't want this matchup from the beginning. Caitlin reminds me of what Dame does. If anybody ever noticed, her first shot always a three. First quarter, second quarter, third. She sets the distance on her first shot, so you have to guard her there. Now she can do whatever she wants to do. She's playing a chess game. That's what Dame does. He starts his game off. He's going to shoot a deep-ass three to four.
But Clark was never built for the backseat. She's the engine, the GPS, and the reason the car even started. Yet every game feels like she's being hit with emotional speed bumps and strategic U-turns. This doesn't even feel like a playstyle debate anymore. It feels personal. Like she's a high-performing guest you didn't invite but now have to host. Except she's also paying your rent and cooking 5-star meals. And somehow, she's still told to pass the salt.
WNBA before Caitlin Clark and the WNBA after Caitlin Clark. Describe these two worlds.
Oh, entirely different. 180, The WNBA before started in 1997, the year after the Atlanta Olympics, and was launched into a time when women's sports was still not taken seriously by a lot of, people. And some of those same guys now, if we want to talk about before and after, some of those same guys or guys like them are the ones buying the 22 jerseys, wearing them to games, Major, but also to the grocery store and to the gas station. It is now cool to be a WNBA fan, and it is cool to love Caitlin Clark and the spotlight that is finally shining on these players.
Her fans span every state, every tax bracket, middle schoolers, retirees, diehards, casuals, even people who still think the WNBA plays on 9-foot rims. She's not just a player. She's a brand, a movement, the league's golden goose. If marketing had its way, she'd be live streaming her breakfast. But on the court, she's used like a second-round bench warmer. And we're all supposed to act like that's normal.
Let's talk about the Olympic stuff.
On the night that I broke the news, someone read me the list that Caitlin Clark was not on the Olympic team, which was June 7th. She had just had 30 points and 7 threes against Washington in an amazing game. And bottom line on this is they did not want her on the team. There was either a sense that she needs to wait her turn. They wanted to give Diana Taurasi the going away present. Name another time when you would ever give an athlete a going away present with an Olympic berth. Outrageous. So Caitlin said, hey, it's okay. And in interviews, she said, it's all right. I'll make it the next time. Well, in the book, I have a wonderful anecdote from then.
Stephanie White can drop all the coach speak she wants. Stick to the plan. Everyone has a role. Don't skip steps. But the only step getting skipped is letting Clark be Clark. And guess what? It's not working. The keeper-contained experiment isn't producing wins. It's producing chaos, bad spacing, and plays that look like they were choreographed by Cirque du Soleil.
I was mesmerized by her. And I will tell you this. This was the greatest performance I've ever seen in the NCAA tournament, girl or boy. Greatest performance.
On this biggest stage?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because rarely does a game like this live up to its hype.
Yeah.
Rarely do you have the two superstars play like superstars, because you got to understand the scout report is geared to stop you. All the hype coming into this is going to be people who've never watched a girls' basketball game watched.
That
a lot of people watch for the.
That might be fine if her way produced titles. Instead, it's producing fourth-quarter collapses and furious fans. Clark didn't join a team ready to elevate her. She joined a team still deciding if they even want to shine. But movements don't wait for permission. They take over. And if the Fever don't wake up, they won't be remembered as a dynasty. They'll be a trivia question. Clark isn't waiting for a green light anymore. She is the light. The only question, will the Fever keep dimming it or finally let it shine?